Hello, my stars. I am deeply relieved that you are safe and sound. This was a line in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and I want to break it down for you because there's a reason why I'm scoring this game 10 out of 10 after playing it for just 30 minutes, and I want to break it down, try to use this line as an example of the subtleties that are worth talking about and appreciating. It's not just about finishing the game. Nintendo's no longer about that. I am deeply relieved that you are safe and sound. Let's break this down. So, I'm sure you understand what it means, but did you think about it as I did? I thought about it for half an hour because I thought it was a great line, and there's a bit to it, like the subtleties. Let's get into that. So this is when Zelda returns to the castle, and then they say, I am deeply relieved that you are safe and sound. Safe and sound. Not now, why didn't they just say, I'm relieved you're safe? For example, see, this is the difference between standard writing and outstanding writing. So they're relieved that she's safe, wonderful, and sound, as in she's chirpy, she's talking like I'm talking to you. I am safe and sound. You see, there's an undertone that what does it mean to be safe? It means that you can be animated, talking, and I am not merely relieved that you are safe and sound. I am deeply relieved. See? And if a person just presses a button, like just skims over or even doesn't read it, this is where the intent is from Nintendo to really go in and make you care, make you feel it. So that's just one example. Now, when she returned to the village, so that's the end of that. Um, did you notice the music that they play in the town? Because I did, and I'm not just saying, oh, it was great music. It was really good music, and I'll specifically say why. I'm not just like throwing words. So the music it has basically like three pitches, and think of it as like a man and a woman when you hear the high note and the low note. So woman, man, and the middle note, which sounds a bit like a high note, but it's not at the very top. That's, I think, a man and a woman together singing. And by singing, I'm being metaphorical. I mean, they're together, they're doing things together, anything. So, high note, low note, male, female, the two different personalities. And this is how they're showing the village in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, the castle village. So, and if you interpret the music in that way, then you're actually experiencing the game as it's meant to be experienced. I don't really follow other reviewers. I did briefly see just one review, which I didn't even look for, but of course the internet gives it to me. And I want to like fight for my favorite company, Nintendo, because they do exemplary work, outstanding stuff. And again, if you want a hard game, you know, there are hard games, but this is meant to be about the subtleties, and subtleties are what score it 10 out of 10 for me. Um, so those are two subtleties that are outstanding. The two I wanted to go into. What more could I say about it? There's another subtlety at least that I actually really appreciated so a little spoiler, if you haven't played, you might just want to subscribe and stop. When Zelda gets freed and Link goes down, into the chasm, into the other dimension, then and you play as Zelda. So like a small subtlety that I picked up straight away, just how glorious does Zelda look when you first move her around, women, seriously, it's a subtlety. It's like, we know what Link looked like in uh Link's Awakening, and now we get to see Zelda, and it's like should be immediately obvious that she looks awesome. But that's not the point. Even though that is a subtlety, the point is that chasm. It stays on the ground, and you would notice that she's not able to cross it. And so my interpretation of that is the other way around. As a man who was single most of his life, um, it's like I was in that chasm, and then the woman was on the other side, and it was impossible for me to cross over. So how there's that spread on the surface of the ground, and it's like a divide. It's like you can't cross over. It's like two dimensions, and I was in my dimension. I was single. Woman was on the other side, and it's like I cannot cross over and be on the other side. And of course, in Zelda, it's a common theme that Link and Zelda are apart and they cannot be together. There's like this divide that separates them, and it's just, you can't beat it. And it felt that way in real life. It's like, believe me, I had to really um, pull a lot of moves across many years to try to get a woman. And yeah, it just kept at it. I really wanted it. So that was, I think, the biggest factor for me. Um, to hell with everything else. It's like just gonna go for it and then keep going for it. So that was the chasm there in the Zelda game. That I appreciate that. Okay, one more subtlety. When you first see Ganondorf and the way they represent him, so it's like, yeah, it's just a pig. He's always been a pig. That's surface level interpretation. To take it a bit further, we should talk about the difference between the Triforce of Power and the Triforce of Courage. Now, I'll word it differently. Think of the Triforce of Courage as individuality, and it's just a beautiful thing. My stars, you're beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be an individual, everyone is, and you can always develop it further, the individuality. Now, Link, at the start of the game, he definitely developed his uniqueness. He had 20 hearts, so he's doing really well. But then he stumbles into into Ganondorf, who has the Triforce of Power, and you see the difference. The difference is the Triforce of power, control. Its behavior is very different. It doesn't follow the same rule set. It won't just be like, okay, we're on an even equal surface footing, and we're just going to see who's better, who comes out on top. No, the person in power will just cut you off straight away. They won't engage you equally on an equal, footing, equal arena. You both have like equal weapons, let's say, or equal widths. Um, no, the Triforce of Power, it just cuts you off, knocks you down, Link goes down, and then the I don't know what it is. It's like the chasm. It then chases after Zelda as well, wants to swallow her up. So it's completely different. It's completely unfair. And that's a fourth subtlety. I really appreciate how they show that. On that point, Link looked really amazing, I think, in his cover, in the blue hood, because again, it's like you see the glow of the emblem behind him, like here. And again, like the individuality, like he's really something. And then you see Ganondorf is just a pig, is just like a piece of crap who's but he's got his power that he'll use, and he will not engage Link on equal grounds, like, because Ganondorf does not have a personality to share with the world. All he knows and shows is his power, the Triforce of Power. So yeah, that's all I've played so far. But I appreciate it. Then when Zelda escapes the dungeon, You see a bit of the kingdom. You see the river interlaced with the forest, and you can think of that also as being beautiful. And metaphorically, it represents the mind. Like the river can just be like our thoughts flowing, and then all the trees and all the grass and the greenery. That's just like good thoughts, good place in our mind. It can be interpreted that way, and I mentioned that because in Link's Awakening, it was the entire game was set in your head. That was the point. So like literally, when you see things, it's like things that are in your head, not just in the game. It's like literally, it represents stuff that's in your head, and that's what was that 5 subtleties. So the game's doing really well, and I've just played for half an hour so far, but I've talked for 10 minutes, a half an hour play of the game. Haha. Yeah, so that's it. All right. Um, Thank you for listening. All right. Well, it's 10 minutes. Oh my God. All right. See you next time. Subscribe. Bye.